What's going on, people? Welcome to 137 Works, and today we have episode 4 of Will It Drift for Forza Motorsport 7. So, today's episode is the 2018 Honda Odyssey, recently added, the big minivan. I'm sure you've all known it or tried it or seen it by now, and it was suggested by me. I just kind of stuck that in at the top of the list since it's fairly recent, and it's just, I had to try it out. So basically, as standard, it has 280 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 4,811 pounds. So very interesting numbers there, kind of higher horsepower and torque than you might have guessed, but also like basically $5,000 in weight. It's insane. And I have to say, I was absolutely shocked. It drifts as standard. Like you can see here, this is completely bog standard. I make it, including the transition and everything, I make it around the first turn, transition second turn. It works completely. It was absolutely mind-boggling. But it, like that said, it's everything that you'd expect from a minivan like this. It was too heavy. Interestingly enough, the rear-wheel drive swap adds about 200 or 300 pounds. I don't know if that's a glitch or a bug, but it goes from like 4,000, 4,500, 4,500 or so to 4,800 just by adding the rear-wheel drive swap. Very strange. But yeah, so too heavy, too soft, not enough power, but you can actually follow the competition line. The old FMDL or VSDA runs this. I'm sure it's a similar enough line, but obviously not enough power. I think I might mention that. Yeah, so basically it loses power around the final turn, coming the first direction, so by the time you've gotten to the end of the final turn, it's kind of lost all its power, and then when you do it in reverse, the second one here, as you can see there, it just kind of struggles for some reason. Overall though, it was an outrageous start to the episode. I'd never seen that coming, basically. It was just, the smile on my face when it happened was insane. But basically, yeah, for the medium build, so we were up to 313 horsepower, 277 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 3,969, and the mods are just sport cams, all platform and handling and drivetrain to race, and the ADV Forza wheels. I had to say, it's actually fairly disappointing. It's very, very strange. It just feels like basically the stock car, but just a little bit more responsive with the slight weight loss, or well, fairly decent weight loss, and with the kind of stiffening from the roll bar and the chassis upgrades and stuff like that. I'm wondering if the sport cams that I put on meant that I was pushing the fact that it hasn't got that much horsepower really over a longer rev range, because obviously that's what cams do. It like stretches out the rev range. Pushes the red line up and stuff like that, because basically it just seemed to slow down. The same as with the stock build, just over time it would slow down quite a bit. Now obviously you have to consider that it is still only basically 300 horsepower trying to shift almost exactly 4,000 pounds, but still overall it was kind of disappointing, because while the stock build wasn't great, it was better than expected. It's like, it was like a completely delightful, pleasant surprise to actually get this thing sliding around corners. Whereas I expected a lot better for the medium build, and I essentially just got more of the same. So that was kind of a letdown. But we move into the full build then. And basically, as you can see, my standard purple, any kind of weird, odd cars like this, Odyssey cars like this, if you will. No? Anybody? Okay, moving on. Any kind of odd cars, I always like to just do my standard purple with the green stickers and black wheels or like that. So basically, yeah, so it's got 566 horsepower, 501 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 3,939 pounds. And it's a full supercharged build and tune. That is the stock engine, obviously, as we always do here, and it'll be on my storefront under the name Will It Drift EP4. So Will It Drift EP4. Basically, thoughts are, it's pretty good. It's fairly decent off the line. It likes to be kicked in with a lot of angle, like you can really kind of back it in fairly well, and it holds the angle pretty well throughout the thing. You can kind of keep the foot planted and just get through the whole course. It's really, it's quite actually a bit fun to drive. It's not my fastest, but I think that again might be my tune. So I always complain in these Will It Drift episodes that third gear is too short, which basically I overcompensated. I tried to make third gear longer, but I made it too long, and so it kind of struggled in third gear. But you see, it kind of pumps along nicely enough in second gear. I'll try and fix the third gear problem before I upload the tune, so it won't be as bad for you guys. But yeah, basically that was the main thing that stuck out. Overall, it was fine. It wasn't insanely good. Anything like it does, it does well basically. For a stock engine, it was capable of a lot more power than I was expecting. That's for damn sure. I wasn't expecting like over 500 horsepower, and I could have gotten to 632. I think if I'd gone with the turbocharger. I just don't prefer to put the turbochargers onto the cars in this game. I will say the one thing that I noticed in the full build is that it understeers really badly. The big angle is almost necessary, like the big amounts of angle that you pull off. It's almost necessary to actually stop the car from washing out wide. You need a lot of handbrake coming in, and a lot of throttle control and stuff like that. It is strange because you think like understeer, if I remember correctly, is usually to do with the front, or like the weight distribution or something like that. Like whereas all the weight is in the back, so you think it would be pulling it around and kind of, I don't know, keeping it straight or whatever. But yeah, just overall, great, good fun. If you haven't got it yet, I definitely recommend checking it out. I think it's the first minivan, or kind of people carrier, as we call them here in Ireland at least, in the Forza series. But also, like, we've obviously had all the trucks and SUVs and all that. But yeah, definitely worth a try. Definitely, like, apparently you can put the Hellcat engine into it, the big V8, and that's something I was going to do for the video, but again, sticking true to the formula, using the stock engine. Yeah, I might do a separate video maybe at some stage of the Hellcat and just see how that goes. But that's about it. We get to the question then. Will it drift? Yes, actually, strangely enough, again, my issue with the car mostly comes from my tune. I could probably tune out the understeer in time. I could probably fix the gear ratios. Well, obviously I will fix the gear ratios. But yeah, obviously, definitely, I think you could absolutely get in this car with the right setup and crush it online with your mates or whatever like that. And like kind of, again, it's always like, as long as they're not in like full Corvettes or Skylines or Supers or whatever it may be. Well, not Supers in this game. Trying to think Skylines or whatever it may be. Just the usual kind of go-to big guns for like competition, stuff like that. As long as it's a fairly chill car that you can kind of just do some fun tandems with, I absolutely definitely think you could. Or go online and keep up with the best of them. But that's about it, yeah. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, thanks for watching, and goodbye.